The Roswell incident. You probably heard about it a handful of times. UFOs. UFOs in Roswell, New Mexico. The full shebang. Creepy little gray dudes, coming out of flying saucers, shooting people with their beams, showing everybody that aliens are real. Except that's not the case. That's not true at all. Anyways, 1947, Roswell Daily makes a story announcement saying that the U.S. Air Force at Roswell Army Airfield captured a flying saucer, quote unquote, from a ranch near Roswell. So, what actually did happen? So, day before, there's this guy. His name was Mac. He was a farmer. He was a rancher. Big guy, loved his ranch. His ranch was so big that his friend was like, "Hey, dude, can you help me out and take care of my ranch?" And the dude's like, "All right, buddy, I'll help you take care of your ranch." And the dude's like, "Great, thanks." So, you know, this guy's taking care of this other guy's ranch. And then, he's, what you do. You check up on the ranch. It's kind of like checking up on the plants. You gotta make sure they're watered. You gotta make sure the dog's fed. Except, I don't know what you do when you do a ranch. You probably gotta water the crops and feed the cows. So exactly like house sitting. So he goes out, presumably to go water some crops. And then he looks in the field of his friend's place. And he's like, "Oh my God. I don't know what this is. But I should probably tell the sheriff." So he gives the sheriff a little ring. Ring, 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 ding, ding. Sheriff's called. Sheriff's office. How can I help you? Yo, sheriff, I got this big thing. It's the biggest thing any.
Quite frankly, it's very big, Mr. Sheriff. You have to come out and see it for yourself.
Sheriff's like, "Man, I don't care. I'll go tell the Army or the Air Force. The Army's Air Force. It's the Air Force." So your boy goes out. The sheriff, he rings up the Army. Ring, 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 ding, ding, ding. "Hey, it's the sheriff." "Hello, it's the Air Force." "Hey, can you go check out this thing in a field? Some guy says it's like funky looking." I guess we can go out and give it a shot. I'm sure we got some guy out there for that." "Oh, thanks, dude. Really owe you on this one." "Yeah, it's all good, dude. So, um, what's going on?" "Yeah, I probably need to go back to work, so I'm gonna go do that." And that's exactly how that conversation went. Anyways, so the Air Force rolls up.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
"So, I heard you got something suspicious in your field." "Yeah, there's some weird stuff out in the field." "I guess that's why I'm here." "All right, this is my buddy, and this is me. Our names are on the screen because I'm too lazy to say them. But anyways, let's go check it out." So yeah, this is everything. It's kind of just there on the ground and everything. Spectacular. You know what I think we have here? No, I'm just a farmer. Well, you see, I'm an Air Force officer, and I know what I'm talking about. Okay, look at me in the eyes when I tell you this. This is a flying saucer. What? I didn't get that. This is a flying saucer, and it's like super rad and super cool. You can tell by the way it is. By the way it is. Um. Okay. Can you get it off my friend's property now? Yeah. Well, look at the big guys out here. Well, I mean, we're just gonna kind of put it in our car, and I'm gonna take some home and show it to my son, and he's gonna think aliens are real, and he's gonna tell everybody that aliens are real. Um, okay, dude, can you go now? You're kind of weirding me out. It's okay. I'm a kid. Trust me. All right. So, anyways, that's what happened. That's exactly how it happened. So, anyways, I take this flying saucer back. And then here are the pictures right there. They're funny looking. So, anyways, so after they get this big flying saucer all the way back to base, a reporter shows up and he's like, "Hey, buddy, you got a news story for me?" I do. It's about a UFO. Oh, that's great, man. Can you pass that information over? Yeah, I can pass you, but you gotta tell everybody it's a UFO, so I get all the credit and stuff. Yeah, dude, that's fine. I just kind of need a story. And that's how that went. That's exactly how that went. Word for word. All right, moving on. Still July 8th. This guy publishes his story. It's gonna be a big thing. It's gonna be a huge thing. So stuff gets published. They send it over. Now the next day, the general's like, "Well, why the hell would you say that's flying saucer there?" Well, sir, it's a flying saucer. No, it's a weather balloon, dude. And you're gonna need to recheck your statement, and we need to fix all this. And go give that guy some money so he doesn't tell anybody that you know it's a flying saucer. Um, a third is a flying saucer. I already told my son. Your son is 8. He will believe anything you say to him. But the third is totally a flying saucer. Get out of my face, dude. Go fix this. I will have my revenge. Yeah. Get out of my face. So, basically, yeah, that's literally all that went down. There's a bunch of people like to say there's a bunch of other things that happened, but not really. Um, it wasn't until around the 70s that it was brought up again. People were like, "Hey, what's going on here? This is really strange." And so that's where you get these like little gray aliens. No time during the whole Roswell incident were there ever described as gray aliens being on that ranch, but there was a similar story at a similar ranch not too far down the road. And so basically, this guy was like, "Yeah, the military kind of showed off, and they took these little gray dudes away from me, and they were actually my farm hands, and they just kind of picked them up and took them away. They had some skin condition, and they were gray, and they took them, and they said they were aliens, and they probably performed some autopsies or something junk on that line. Yeah, I miss them. They were good workers. So yeah, um, so what was that weather balloon or whatever? So this is what the government says. Believe it if you believe it. Believe it if you don't believe it. I personally don't care. Um, Project Mogul, which was the government research project to see if the Soviets were blowing each other up on the other side of the world. So I'm not a scientist. What I presume somehow it worked was they picked up the radiation in the air, and then they were like, "Oh, they're blowing up nukes and stuff," because that's not us. Anyways, around the 50s and the 60s, when we started shooting people up into the space, we started putting satellites up there. So this whole project kind of became newt. The U.S. government kept it silent for a pretty long time until they were like, well, until someone probably brought it up in a press interview, and they were like, "Oh shit, we forgot about this whole Roswell thing." Yeah. Anyways, it was a weather balloon. Well, not a weather balloon. Project Modal weather balloon. Does it have an actual name? Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. It didn't use radiation. It used high altitude balloons, which primary purpose was long distance detection sound range, but generated by Soviet atomic bomb tests. There you go. So So it's because of this Project Mogul that we see a lot of reports during the 40s and the 50s about these strange things falling out of the sky. It was just these big balloons that kept falling out. A bunch of people saw them and they're like, aliens, 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 this, aliens, that. The only reason why Roswell was ever as big as it is because Mr. Air Force Man said that it was a flying saucer. And then he told everybody that it was a flying saucer. So yeah, but in actuality, it was just some balloon to detect atomic bombs. which honestly is a little bit more interesting than some flying saucer crash in some dude's house. I'm kidding. It's not more interesting. This would have been a lot cooler if it was an actual alien. But no, it's not an alien. It's not an alien. Oh, and about the little gray dudes, apparently they were parachute dummies. I believe this part. I believe everything that the government said about the balloon and the alien. Anyways, that's Roswell. Found the video interesting. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There's a new thing called Hype